I can't even lie, man. I didn't even know that these movies were still coming out. The Maze Runner, The Death Cure. It's directed by Wes Ball. It stars Dylan O'Brien, Barry Pepper, Patricia Clarkson, and Giancarlo Esposito. Thomas and the gang are back and they are working hard to try to take down the evil corporation known as Wicked. The corporation kidnapped their friend Miho in the last movie, so Thomas and the gang perform a rescue mission. In this mission, they meet new allies, new enemies, old friends, and a whole bunch of different twists. All this to end the franchise with a big ass bang. So before I start with the good and the bad stuff, let's just say that this movie just came out a little too late. The young adult novel craze has died. No one is clamoring for it. No one's interested. After Twilight and Hunger Games, it's just people didn't really care anymore. Divergent didn't even get to finish at all. Praise for the Maze Runner to actually be smart in not doing 2 chapters for the finale and being able to actually finish their storyline. But I can't see anybody really caring that much about this franchise because no one was really clamoring for it like that in the first place. And to be honest with you, it's not even the movie's fault because they had to delay the production because of Dylan O'Brien's big accident, since he likes to do all his own stunts. But watching this movie, I couldn't help but feel like this is all too little too late. But let's go with the good for right now. The action sequences. They're actually a cut above average. As I said, Dylan O'Brien makes all his own stunts and he does them effectively, and he's your action star of the next generation. Wes Ball and the crew really use tracking shots effectively, building a lot of tension that builds up to great action sequences. And the cast is fine. But to be honest with you, I felt so mixed with this movie because even though they threw everything but the kitchen sink at me, I couldn't help but feel bored. Most of the dialogue is ridiculous. Half the time they're standing around posing like they're in a GQ photo shoot, and so many characters make dumb choices to move the movie forward and move it along, but it doesn't really amount to anything. As a matter of fact, this movie is 2.5 hours long, and there is really no reason for this movie to be that long. You could easily cut 30 to 40 minutes of this movie and it would just be fine. You wouldn't really notice much. For example, Walton Goggins makes an appearance in this movie as a new ally foe you don't know just yet, but if you really cut out all his scenes, it really wouldn't make a difference in this movie. Not at all. Like I said, Dylan O'Brien is an extremely capable action star. He does his own stunts, he's a great lead, but now I feel like he's just pouting too much, he's sulking too much. It's kind of being a drag, especially after American Assassin 2. Pick something a little livelier, buddy. And I think the only person that actually seems to be having a good time throughout this movie is Rosa Salazar, who I think is going to be a big up-and-comer. But there's really not much to recommend out of this movie other than the fact that you're going to see the final chapter of this trilogy that you probably started. The first one was actually pretty damn good. I actually enjoyed it thoroughly. The second one was not as good, but hey, it kept things going and the action scenes were pretty solid. This one, not even the action scenes are that great. Yeah, they're cut above average, but we've seen it before and we've seen it done better. The opening action scene in this movie kind of reminded me of the opening action scene in Fast 5, if that gives you an idea of how things are. And like I said, they throw everything at you in the finale. There is a war, there are twists and turns, they blow shit up, they blow a whole city up, people burn, people blow up, people get shot, people get stabbed. It's crazy. But everything is so dragged out because of the length of this movie that you're just tired and you're just wishing for it to end. I can't help but feel disappointed, even though this is a little better than most YA novel films. Is it better than Divergent? Yeah. Is it better than Twilight? Hell yeah. Is it better than Hunger Games? No. But it had the potential to be something great, especially coming from the first one, and it kind of squandered it. All in all, this is a disappointing, okay YA novel film that'll finish this franchise. It actually deserves its place in the January slot. I'm gonna give The Maze Runner: The Death Cure 2 out of 5 stars. Well, once again, guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you see here, click like at the bottom. Go to our SoundCloud page for our more extensive reviews. This is Ray from LiveWire, and once again, thanks for watching. All you gotta do is just pose like this. You hold your belt, just look at the distance like that, and say things like, "I'm driving."